where the question, of course, is the Jaish-e-Mohammad chief and the terror mastermind Masood Azhar dead or alive? Now, there were reports that came out of Pakistan, and there are multiple versions of what is in fact being reported about this. Now, in the latest, sources have given some exclusive insights into Azhar's whereabouts. Now, sources close to Azhar's family have said that Masood Azhar is very much alive and is likely to release a message very soon. Now, this new information is in complete contrast to some of the earlier reports that had emerged that had claimed that Masood Azhar had succumbed to his injuries from the Balakot airstrikes. This was one of the possibilities that was spoken about. Or there was another report which had claimed that he may have perhaps died due to liver ailments on the 2nd of March. In fact, unlike the earlier intelligence reports that he was being treated at the army hospital in Rawalpindi, the sources have now told Wion that he was never hospitalized. Instead, it's being reported that he undergoes dialysis regularly, at least twice in a week. His location as of now is somewhere near Attock, which is north of Pakistan's Punjab province. Due to the extreme ill health, he can't even move out of residence, is what is being said. And this is pretty much the same that was parroted by the Pakistani Foreign Minister Shah Mahmood Qureshi. Now remember, when the Foreign Minister of Pakistan, Shah Mahmood Qureshi, was asked in an interview as to what action the Pakistani government intended to take and whether there were some curbs that had been put around on the movements of Masood Azhar, he had responded by saying that Masood Azhar is extremely ill and cannot even move out of Pakistan. Now, Qureshi had replied, and I quote, "He is in Pakistan. According to my information, he is very unwell to the extent that he cannot leave his house." He had urged India to share with Pakistan any evidence that will be acceptable in a court of law in Pakistan. And just a day after admitting Masood Azhar's presence in his country, Shah Mahmood Qureshi has denied Jaish-e-Mohammad's role in the ghastly Pulwama terror attack that had killed 40 CRPF personnel on the 14th of February. Now, in an interview that he gave to BBC, Qureshi admitted that the government was in touch with the Jaish-e-Mohammad chief and also claimed that the Jaish had perhaps no role to play in the Pulwama attack because they reportedly, that is the Jaish, was claiming that they had nothing to do with it. Remember, the Jaish-e-Mohammad had claimed responsibility for the attack and had also released a video of the suicide bomber Adil Ahmed Dar who had carried out the attack. By making contradictory statements, Pakistan is of course caught in its own web of lies. As for Masood Azhar, there are conflicting reports that suggest that this is in fact yet another attempt by Pakistan to hoodwink India and to continue to spawn terror from its soil. Meanwhile, in other developments, the United Nations could designate Masood Azhar as a global terrorist by next week unless China were to veto the move. Just last week, the United States, Britain and France, three veto-holding members of the United Nations Security Council, had moved a resolution to blacklist the head of the Pakistan-based Jaish-e-Mohammad Masood Azhar, backing India's stance and also acknowledging his role in the Pulwama terror attack. Now, the proposal is expected to come up for discussion on the 13th of March. The three nations, led by France, had asked the 15-member Security Council Sanctions Committee to subject Masood Azhar to an arms embargo, global travel ban and also a freeze on his assets. However, what is important to note here is as to how China will react to the proposal given its track record. That China has on several occasions in the past, no less than 3 times, prevented the Security Council from sanctioning the Jaish-e-Mohammad chief. But there are hopes that in certain quarters that China may in fact relent this time under advice both from the United States and Russia. Meanwhile, the chairperson of the UNSC Sanctions Committee has notified that unless he gets any objections by 3 p.m. on the day, that is the 13th of March, the committee will assume that the member nations have no objection to the addition of Masood Azhar to the list of proscribed terrorists.